Good morning, welcome back to the channel, Anonymous Biker USA. First time here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, ring the bell so you know all future videos. New to the channel, the 2021 Goldwing DCT. Figured we'd now, since I've had it a couple weeks, go over it, talk about it, look at some of the features, and see what we think. So, upon first impressions of the aesthetics, very sporty, a lot of plastics. I like it. You see the big protruding flathead 6 engine right here. Looks pretty good. And then how all the engineering is just so tight to make this bike, the weight sits low so it handles well, has a nice firm stance, LED lights all around, adjustable windscreen, and as I said, this bike came with the highway pegs, which was awesome, came with the pigtail for the battery tender, and it came with the center stand. The seat on this is mega wide, so here's an adult extra large glove. Well, let's just go this way. I mean, you can see how wide the seat is. And then this lip that they build in really keeps you in the seat nice, especially in sport mode. The passenger pillion is wide. You have a slot for your backrest. And you can put a passenger backrest. You have to do some work to get under here, but you can do it. And then they have these two slats here where you can put a factory tour pack. Or, if you didn't want to spend that kind of money, there's plenty of aftermarket detachables that you could put in. The rear of this, 200 wide rear tire, but if you look how clean it is, I mean, it just really looks good. Now, you have a little cubby hold here for like sunglasses and whatnot. And then there's a button here, if you can see, right there. Once we push that, it actually opens this fuel door here. So it's kind of 007-ish. You got the hidden button here, and it only takes 87 octane, so regular. Manual says so. I was surprised as well. You have this little cubby holder here. Hold your, race registration license. But this is where I put the key, because if you do not have this key fob on you, this bike's not starting, the bags aren't opening, nada. However, this doesn't lock, so you don't have to worry about locking your key in. You also have your USB here, so you can plug in your Android or Apple CarPlay, put it in this little foam protective holder, and then stream all your stuff to the screen or to your Bluetooth helmet. So these are electric, one touch button, boom, slides right open. Cargo wise, standard backpack right here. I mean, they're not huge, but definitely enough day trip, overnight trip. And you don't have to slam them, you literally just close them and they latch. If you needed more storage, you could always put a sissy bar bag here and strap it over, hold it down with these nice handles and rails. So, if you're more than 5 feet away from this bike and don't have that key fob, these aren't opening. So, what else? So, I'm on the side of the road here, right before the entrance of Route 129. Most people know that as the Dragon, and Highway 19. So let's get on the bike. Just go through some of these particulars. So once you get on, super easy to get off the stand. So well balanced. Now I'm on a hill. Here's the parking brake. Pull it up, releases. There you go, set, and it works. You have your standard handlebars, nice riding position, and then we have all of these gadgets. So once we slide the ignition to on, everything will illuminate. You have your analog speedo and tach. This tells you the center stand is down, if you can see that. Your temperature gauge, fuel gauge, how much mileage you have left, and you can cycle through various items on here with the handlebar control. You have your, right here, electric windscreen, pretty cool. And then you have your navigation. And everything is controlled while the bike is not in motion on this panel here. And then if you want to control it while you're riding, it would be this instrument cluster here. You can sync your phone, take your phone calls, your texts. You can go home button, your paddle shifters here, manual paddle shifters if you want to ride this like a manual. And on the gearbox, or the shifter here, you have neutral, drive. This little slide gray button is A&M, automatic and manual. So you can put it in manual mode if you choose to. Got your hazards, your cruise control, resume in Excel, super easy. And then this little button here tells you how to switch your modes, like Tour, Sport, Econ, and Rain. So once you get here, you can doctor through, go home, clear waypoint, menu, navigation volume, point of reference. So say you went menu, you have all different ways to do this. Go home, it's a little KLR, destination input, emergency, routes, information, setup. Now the only thing that's a drawback to the navigation is if you want to put the address in. Let's check these bikes out. Little BMWs. You actually have to manually go through each letter. Now eventually it'll learn you and it'll start populating for it, but it's just a little time consuming. But you can override that with Apple CarPlay if you hook up your phone here, so whatever you like to do. Nonetheless, it's an option. So we want to get out of that screen, we just hit this home button here. Gives your audio, navigation, phone, vehicle setting. I mean, this is a whole video in itself. I'm just doing an overview for you guys to show you. Once you want to start it, obviously it's on. Put your foot on the brake, rear brake, and just boom, start, and it's ready to go. The mirror position on this is very good. Seating position very good. You also have your heated grips. I have not used them yet. I heard they get blistering hot, and that is controlled here, and I believe there's 5 or 6 settings. So all in all, pretty awesome. And that wishbone suspension right here is, sometimes it's hard not to watch when you're riding because it's fun, just bouncing up and down. But this is the 2021 Honda Goldwing DCT. And like I said, I just picked it up, a couple weeks ago. So let's see what we got here. We got a Street Glide. Just picked it up a couple weeks ago. And so far, I really think this bike is pretty amazing. The handling, the speed. I mean, I have a sport bike too, and it reminds me a lot of like the sport bike in sport mode because of its handling. I cannot believe it handles this well for a bagger. I mean, you just toss it around, it goes into the turns nice. If you guys are thinking of getting a Goldwing, I mean, I got a great deal on this. It was a no-brainer, but so far I highly recommend. I can't see why I wouldn't. And the DCT is fun. I mean, I get it if you don't like it, but that's why you can use the paddle shifters. I know it's not your hand and your foot, but I have another bike I can drive manually, so I got the best of both worlds, and I like that. But if you're picking one bike and you don't want DCT, you can get this in manual. Totally up to you. Or you can get the Touring Edition with the pack. But the color's pretty cool too. And one thing I think was really slick they did, check this out, how streamlined these passenger pegs are. Neat little feature, and when you're done, they're hidden away. It literally looks like part of the bodywork. Pretty cool. Your crash protection, they got these hard plastic bump outs right here. From what I hear, they do a fairly decent job. Should you drop it? Hopefully not. But these are stock tires, so and the service intervals, I mean, first break-in is at 4,000 miles, so I didn't even get an oil change yet. The guy didn't get that far, who I got it from. So that's another winner. So service reliability for Honda, the intervals are so long, the cost of ownership is pretty nil. And the reliability, I mean, it's a Honda, right? So winner, winner. So, yeah, for not expecting to get a Goldwing, pleasantly, but not unexpectedly, happy. So let me know your thoughts on the Honda Goldwing DCT or manual version. If you have one, let me know some of your experiences with the bike. Haven't heard anybody have a bad one yet in all the comments I've seen, so that's just a quick little glimpse and walk around of some of the basics on the Honda Goldwing DCT. So, hope you enjoyed it, guys, because now it's time to take this up that road. Thanks for watching, and don't forget,
I am Anonymous Biker USA.